Hi, I'm Michael Liu.
And I'm Jeffrey. We're going to tell you about our HCI project.
But first, let's take a journey through time. Oh man, I have no idea what we're supposed to do for phase 1.
Michael, phase 1's about contextual inquiry. We need to select a theme, conduct interviews, identify a system, and then create a system concept. Phase 1 sets the base for our entire project.
Oh, that makes sense. I guess we should pay a visit to the museum then, to conduct interviews.
Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine, ha-ha! Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having...
Now that we have all this data, what do we do?
Let's start with identifying our personas and making a WAD.
Right on. Now let's start making our WAD.
Haha, good work on our WAD, guys. Now to make our DIMs.
It's been a while since we finished phase 1. How do we do phase 2?
Michael, phase 2 is all about design thinking, ideation, and conceptual design.
In a nutshell, we need to use our contextual data to brainstorm and come up with a vision for our users. This is probably the most important part of our project.
How do we do that?
Well, we'll have an open brainstorming session, and then we'll evaluate our alternatives through a slew of techniques. Afterwards, we'll create a storyboard and make a wireframe representation of our product.
Push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge. But don't look down, just keep your head or you'll be finished. Open up the limit. Past the point of no return. Reach the top, but still you gotta learn.
Wow, we have so many good ideas now. How will we choose the best alternative?
Yeah, alright, design.
No. Guys, we need an alternative selection method, like a morphological box or a selection matrix.
Oh.
For a morphological box, we decided to decompose our system into functions based on a spin-off of Dan Rome's 6x6 method. When looking at parameters like what, why, and how, we decided to split the alternatives among 3 different methods of thinking. Simplicity was our base level, simply the easiest method of conveying information that we could think of in the cheapest, least complex method available to the museum. Vision focused more on growth and a larger user base in the future, essentially becoming our shoot for the stars function, where we could explore wild alternatives to our system. Individual focused on the customer of the museum and looked at alternatives not from the perspective of the museum, but of the user, and what factors might play into their considerations that aren't necessarily a function of the museum. For our selection matrix, we used a simple scale of 1 through 4, with 4 being the highest rating. We then assigned ratings to 4 alternatives we thought were most viable and added up the totals to look at the best scoring alternatives. Even when comparing our Wayne design to its many alternatives, we decided that the mobile app had the best balance of desirable traits.
Now that we've analyzed our alternatives, we need to come up with a storyboard of how a user interacts with our product and a wireframe representation as well.
A storyboard is a visual scenario in the form of a series of sketches depicting the sequences of interaction flow between user and system. In our storyboard, a parent and child arrive at the children's museum and the child begins to play. The parent then opens up the application and sees that there is a special science event. The parent then takes their child to the special event, educating the child in a fun way. Here is a depiction of our wireframe showing different screens with arrows to show which screens go to which. This blueprint for our interaction design helps us focus on screen content and behavior.
Wow, I feel like our project is really coming together. what do we work on for phase 3?
I'm glad you asked, William. In phase 3, we need to refine our design based on feedback we got in our previous phase. We then need to create a prototype of our design and then craft an analytic evaluation on it. This is an awesome looking prototype. We should test it out.
You're right. And by test, you mean perform analytical and empirical evaluations?
We performed one heuristic evaluation during Nielsen's heuristics and 2 empirical evaluations using questionnaires to collect qualitative data about our application. After our first empirical pilot run, we refined our approach to make the second run more comprehensive and elaborate, where we used actual parents as test subjects. We received invaluable feedback from all 3 sessions, and here's what we found: that our application didn't provide proper navigation for users, had inconsistent color patterns for several screens that led to confusion, and didn't have efficient error diagnostics and prevention. Here is our revised and final prototype, which evolved greatly throughout the rapid evaluation process. Note the changes we made to the user interface. After going through the 4 phases of the UX wheel, we believe that we have successfully identified and solved an important problem at the Children's Museum. From initial idea to prototype, we've created the perfect system concept statement to capture the essence of this entire process for our viewers. A museum geared towards kids should set out to be memorable, a stimulating balance of play and education. The Kinetic Interactive Development System, KIDS, is designed with this philosophy in mind, to enhance the deeply rooted idea of learn through play at the Blacksburg Children's Museum. The KIDS system not only aims to incorporate technology into children's play and learn patterns, but also to integrate seamlessly into exhibits and special events at the museum. The system places a defining focus on interaction, educational experiences, and occupying young and old alike. In order to complement the already play-heavy environment in place, KIDS aims to interface physical exhibits and mobile technology with specially designed activities in order to offer a diverse range of interactive educational experiences.
Oh,
Wow, that was a wild ride.
yeah. Thanks for checking out our HCI project.